How to change fat partition UUID? How do I change the UUID of a fat partition? 4, x2, x3, x4, this is done with a simple. Is there a similar command for fat partitions?
It might be helpful to know why you want to do this. I don't know of a tool to do what you want, but there may be other options. Technically, fat partitions don't have words, they have serial numbers, which several Linux tools and files, such as mount and /etc/stab, can use in place of UUIDs. On GPT disks, the partitions that hold fat file systems have guides, which, on recent enough Linux distributions, can be referred to as partitions and mount and /etc/stab. Both fat file systems and on GPT disks, the partitions that contain them can also have names, which can also be used by mount or in /etc/stab. Any of these features might be usable in place of the fat serial number. Although I don't know of a tool to change fat partition serial numbers, they can be set when the file system is created via the I option to disks, as in this example sets the serial number of /dev/sdc1 to act 1234. If the file system is small enough, you could back it up, create a fresh file system with the desired serial number, and restore it. If you're trying to set the serial number as part of a disk or installation setup script, setting it via disk might be all you need. You can change the partitions GUID with disk or sdisk. Using the latter, you do the job via the U option, as in this example sets the GUID of /dev/sdc1 to BC87D91A02F346CD536A3DF2A074. Note that U takes a colon-delimited set of options, the first of which is the partition number and the second of which is the GUID value. The device file name for the whole disk device, not the partition, is the final option. Depending on your needs, one of these approaches may work. Moving broader afield, you can set the file system's label with the DOS label tool, or you can change a GPT partition's name with sdisk option, which works much like U, but takes a name rather than a GUID.
The volume and NBSP, ID of FAT32 is stored in the first sector at offset 67, 0 by 43, for FAT16 it's at 39 and NBSP, 0 by 27. One can use the dd command to read it, replace /dev/sdc1 with your real partition. And, of course, one can also store a new UUID. Replace 1234 apt with your desired value. Reference: FAT physical structure, volume serial number offset, this URL v equals ws.10. Asks #w2k3tr_fat_how_gkxe.
Often one may want to set a new random UUID for a fat partition, rather than set a specific one, for example to avoid conflicts after duplicating a partition with dd. In this case, a simple solution is to use parted, right-click on the partition, then New UUID. @terabyte suggests that most people come to this page looking for a GUI-less, for example command line, way to do this on headless server. If that's the case, parted shows that the command it's running under the hood when doing the above is something like
Following on Tommy's answer above, The offset for exFAT drives is 100. Other than that, the commands to change the ID for exFAT drives proceed almost verbatim to those for FAT16/32 drives, save a small fsck at the end. Remember, commands must be elevated with sudo or run in a root shell, and the /dev/stc1 used in the example should be changed to match your device's block ID. You can check the volume1.d with, and the command to write a new ID becomes Finally, I had to recalculate the checksum, which, fscka, accomplished for me. I am very much obliged, Tommy, thank you.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.